Okay, good morning. Welcome to this IMGroup webinar, Improving Outcomes Whilst Reducing Costs, Possibilities with CRM Technologies. This is a presentation that we are delivering in partnership with Insight and Microsoft, and it follows a seminar that was arranged for Manchester in November, but that unfortunately had to be postponed. So this is an overview and a insight into that content which we're going to be sharing with you this morning. So the purpose of this morning's webinar is to showcase some of the ways in which CRM is delivering value in the NHS today. We're going to split that between myself. My name is Neal. I run the relationship management practice at IMGroup. I'm going to be giving you an overview of our business and our capabilities and some of the work that we have done in the NHS so far. I'm then going to hand over to my colleague Niraj Patel, who is going to give us a demonstration of some of the solutions that we have built. Overall, this should take about an hour or so, perhaps a little less, perhaps a little more, depending on the numbers of people that are able to join us and the length of any question and answer session at the end. So welcome. I hope you find the session useful. I'll begin now by taking you through a brief agenda and we'll proceed from there. So in terms of an agenda, as I mentioned, I'm going to give you a quick overview of IMGroup as an organization. We're going to see a little bit about Microsoft Dynamics in healthcare, and I should mention that at the seminar, Microsoft were scheduled to speak themselves, and they have content that they have invited us to share with you today, and we'll reference that on their behalf. We'll then look at the suite of applications and case studies that IMGroup has built across our NHS clients today, and the idea is that that will showcase and illustrate to you the way in which Dynamics CRM can be used as a platform to meet a variety of relationship management needs appropriate to the NHS. We'll then move on and consider some of the benefits of that technology and how it is used and the solutions that people have built, and then summarize and close today by just reminding you what you've seen, what we've shown you, and talking about next steps. We've put in a particular part of the webinar to cover questions, but we can take questions interactively using the live meeting technology that we're presenting through. Alternatively, we can take questions at the end, and we will be following up with each of you after today to establish what your needs are and to answer any specific questions that might arise after we finish the presentation this morning. So briefly on Information Management Group, we are what Microsoft calls a systems integrator. Essentially, we have a team of about 120 people that delivers solutions for our clients across a range of industry sectors in both the public and the private sector, in a range of geographies, both here in the UK but also more widely in other continents and parts of the world. We are headquartered in London. We have an office in Manchester. We have a development team that is part of our company based in India, and we recently opened an office in New York. Essentially what we do is we provide the data to information benefit for our customers. We do data. That is essentially the core of what our company is about and what we help our customers to do. And in that process, we focus on driving efficiency and improvements in performance, which is very much where the CRM platform for the NHS fits in terms of the value that we deliver. As an organisation, we deliver services across a broad range of requirements, beginning in what I refer to as upstream services, where we advise and provide input on strategy and planning of technologies. We then help our customers through the build capability that we have, working either for or with our client depending on their ability to have input to a given project. And increasingly we offer what I call downstream services around application management, where the solutions that we build, sometimes our customers will feel it appropriate for them to own and run those solutions themselves, but not always. And in an increasing number of cases, people look to work with us in partnership past the point of delivery, so that we are part of the management of that solution going forward. And that can be in a range of different managed services capabilities which we offer. So it's an end-to-end solution capability to help organizations realize their potential in information management and to achieve the productivity advantages that technologies like CRM can deliver. We cover a range of areas. We're not just about CRM or relationship management. We have capabilities in business intelligence, performance management, knowledge management, analytics, and, as I've mentioned, application management. So we have a broad range of capabilities, and although today's presentation is focused on one particular technology, Microsoft Dynamics CRM, as an organization we are very much about delivering solutions, and any given solution may involve the orchestration of various elements of technology across this range. So it is not simply about having a requirement and then going to a particular piece of technology. It is about combining and blending all of the elements that a unique set of requirements will need in order to deliver the value that the customer needs. All of that work is founded on our project management approach, which is unique to IMGroup, which we call PIMS, the Process for Information Management Solutions. As I say, this underpins all of the work that we do and is part of the success of all of the projects that we have delivered to date in the NHS. We will be providing a copy of these slides, so in terms of your future reference and understanding, this is something that you'll be able to review and revisit at your leisure in terms of helping you understand how we approach and work these projects and work with our clients. In terms of those clients, I'll come on to our NHS work in particular in a moment, but just to give you a feel for the spread of organisations that we work with and the diversity of the experience that we have had in delivering information management solutions, this slide will illustrate that quite nicely in terms of the diversity of our client base. Within this, what you'll see is that we have particular markets that we have worked quite closely with, including the NHS, but as well as that, financial services, media, the legal profession, and various others. So we are a company that has a very broad experience, and that we can bring not only NHS but also commercial experience to play in delivering value going forward based on the requirements you may have. A very quick word on what is happening at the technology level. So we're at a fairly sort of watershed point in terms of the IT industry, where the technology that has traditionally been purchased and used on-premise by organizations, buying software licenses, buying hardware to run those software licenses, and employing people to deliver and support those solutions. That model is changing, and part of the reason for that change is the breadth and the scale of investment that Microsoft is making to enable those organizations to still take that value, but without necessarily owning all of the technology and the software licensing and the headcount in terms of people to run those solutions. So today's presentation focuses on Dynamics CRM, and what you can see here is that as a business application platform, that is available on-premise, but it is also available online in the cloud. And IMGroup as a business believes it is right to support our customers in a completely neutral manner. So whichever of these strategies is right for you, and for most organizations it will be a mix of on-premise and off-premises or cloud-based technologies. This is not something that necessarily is broadly adopted in the NHS today, but its adoption in the commercial world is picking up at pace, and we anticipate that in terms of the challenges in particular that the NHS faces today, that cloud options and cloud propositions will increasingly be part of how the NHS meets the challenge of delivering more with less, which is really what we're talking about. So to put this into a broader context, in the conversation we have with our clients and the prospects that we're speaking to in market in the public sector, there are a variety of challenges and opportunities which I suspect will be familiar to you in the NHS, and that cover a range of issues that are salient today, including obviously budgets. There is a lot of upheaval, and there has been a deal of uncertainty, particularly in calendar 2010 and most recently with the change of government and so forth. And that is a challenge in itself, as are these other points: the growth in data, the challenge of improving customer service, and so on and so on. I've already mentioned cloud. This is, if you like, the context that informs many of the conversations we have in the public sector right now. In terms of the NHS, I think part of the problem that we have seen in recent years, and part of the reason why Microsoft Dynamics CRM is such an attractive proposition, is that precisely what most NHS organisations hope to achieve, which is this objective was world-class commissioning, can be supported in a very fundamental way by Dynamics CRM, because at the end of the day, that success in commissioning is about managing the stakeholders in the process. I think the challenge for a lot of NHS trusts is that over the years, in many cases by necessity, each trust has acquired and commissioned applications that deal with a particular need at a particular time, but that where you have those point solutions, that doesn't necessarily support the communication and the orchestration of the stakeholders involved in that process. It isn't really the platform that you need in order to communicate effectively with the people involved in that commissioning process. And that is where Dynamics CRM can help. So I mentioned the seminar, which originally would have included a presentation by Microsoft, including a case study from one of their deployments of Dynamics CRM this year at Torbay NHS Trust. We will be sending links to this video so that you can see for yourself and hear for yourself from the people at Torbay how Dynamics CRM has helped them meet the various challenges that they had as a trust in stakeholder relationship management, and the benefits that they have enjoyed as a result of building and deploying and using that solution. Very briefly, those benefits are summarized here, and they include, through the use of Dynamics CRM as a means to automate tasks and to remove the duplication of many administrative tasks such as data entry into different systems. It's enabled their care delivery to improve in the manner of supporting care closer to the home. It's made their matrons and other people in the community more productive, supporting more visits, and so on and so on. If you look at 20% improvement in productivity for community matrons, as a for instance, you can start to see the scale of the benefit to the NHS in building systems using Dynamics CRM.